Today, we're gonna get your Riverflow account set up the right way. We're gonna go through the entire onboarding process and I'm gonna show you what to pay attention to. We'll do an overview of the software as well, because when you get set up the right way and you understand the tool, every product that you upload will be able to turn into hundreds, if not thousands of pieces of content for your brand. So click that first link down below in the description and you could follow along as we go through the process. Now, the first step that makes this process so easy is that we just want to grab our URL and drop it into Riverflow. For today's video, I'm gonna use a brand called Ex Nihilo, and I actually have two bottles of their fragrance, a light one and as well a dark one that we could use as references for the images that we're gonna generate. But as you can see, here is a lineup of a lot of their products that we're gonna add into Riverflow now. So we'll just drop in our URL here and click Start Generating. Now look, I have not done a single thing, and as you can see, it has pulled our logo, colors, specifically the brand blue, as well as core values, the brand description, target audience, product categories. Again, I didn't do a thing, product keywords, and brand style keywords. Now, before I go down here to products, I do want to go back up and just take a look that you can come in here, add additional logo files if you want a light version and a dark version. Additionally, you could adjust the colors as needed and change any of the text here. For example, if I do want to add in a product keyword here, I could do that by just typing in luxury fragrances and click save. Now, this part is impressive. What it's done is it's already pulled 174 products. We're talking about the product name and images. Let's just take a look. As you can see, every sample, lotion, fragrance, collection, discovery set, all of it is ready to import with one click. Now, you can further customize this by adding in a single product with a URL, manually adding in a product, or doing a batch import, which is what we've done. A few quick notes about adding in your products. First and foremost, if you can add them in with a white background or a clean image of your product, that is going to be the best for the AI to pull from. Now, if you have a product, let's say for example, a supplement that you want to show open, or there's little packets inside of a case that someone buys, it's nice to show that as well. Since we're good to go and all our products are already added, we could hit save and then you could sign into your account. Now, let's go through a high-level overview of the tool. As you can see on my screen, on the left-hand side is the sidebar, and this is gonna house all our core options, as well as our brand, our products, characters, scenes, ad templates, and more. And just as a note, if you do have more than one brand, you can easily manage all of them in one account. Next up, at the top here, wherever you want to start and create and generate new content, you can easily do that. From photo shoots to images to videos to audio to new ads and even batch edit. As well as the agent, which is an alpha, but this new feature allows you to talk just like you would to any AI tool and ask it to generate what you need. Next, let's take a look at photo shoots. As you can see here, I have spent a little bit of time generating a few images that we'll take a look at once we generate images together in this video. But for now, any photo shoot you generate will live here. Next up, let's take a look at images. So photo shoots start with a scene, but images start with an idea. You could define the look, add in visual references, add in a style, and then generate from there. Next, with the editor, whether you are editing an image or a video, you can make granular edits to ensure that your product details and the image is exactly what you want. Next up, we have videos. And here, you can generate videos from an image that you've generated or from multiple references. More specifically, you could go from image to video, multi-reference video, or you could go from text to video. Next up, if you are creating video ads, you may want audio as well. And you could do that all within Riverflow. You can just add in your script here and then select the style of character. Let me give you a reference or two.
Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. The thing always happens that you really believe in, and the belief in a thing makes it happen.
Just trust yourself, then you will know how to live.
There are a lot of great options in here. Next, let's take a look at ads. Here, you're gonna have a wide selection of ad templates that you can pull from for your brand and for your products. So for example, if you really like this specific template, you can select it and then select the specific product and the copy that will go into this asset. And you're doing this all conversationally. Finally, there's batch, and we're gonna talk about this later in the video because there's batch edit and batch create. Now, let's go back to the photo shoot and generate our first photo shoot. You're gonna see how we generated all the images you see on my screen. The first thing we're gonna do is select a scene. Here, you're gonna be able to select from different styles of scenes and different ways of showing your product in a lifestyle shot or in hand, and a lot more. Now, because we are a fragrance company, in this case, one of these two images can be great. Let's do see more like this. And there are a few here that I really like, but let's just start out with this one here. Now, we can go in and select our products. Remember, we added in over 170 SKUs. Well, we could come in here and just type in the name of the product and be able to add it in right away from any image that we had on our website. In this case, I'm gonna select the primary and we're good to go. From there, you could add in additional products if you like. You could also add in a character, a reference, and then a style. Let me show you what the styles look like. In this case, you can create your own style. And this is really important because if you are trying to create a campaign and have consistency across the campaign, you could either use one of the preset styles or generate your own style that you could pull from for any kind of content that you generate within Riverflow. Now, I'm gonna select this one right here. If you wanna add in further refinement, you can do that as well. And something I love, if you want to, you could just say something like, keep it luxurious, and then click enhance prompt, and it will enhance it for you to be even more specific. As you can see here, it typed all of this out, which is great. Now, down here, you have a few options. As you can see, you can select any size for your aspect ratio of the generation you're about to create. And next up, you could select how many generations you want to make. In this case, we're gonna do 4 and we're gonna keep it 1 by 1. And just like that, you're able to generate your first images. Let me click on that and show you what this looks like. As you can see, 4 new images are being generated. And while it does that, I do wanna go a little bit deeper into the tool once those images are generated, and we'll come back and take a look at those in a moment. Let me show you what we've made so far. And this was made while I was making this video. We did the same exact process of just selecting a scene and a style and a product. Now, let's first take a look at one of these that we've generated at the very bottom here. First of all, the bottle, the proportions, the image itself, all are hyper realistic. There's nothing about this that screams AI to me. You can see the scene we selected. You could also see the style we selected, which is really useful for future generations. Now, let's take a look at a few more, and I specifically want to take a look at this. First of all, the label is exactly the way it should be. It shows it perfectly, as well as the light refracting through the bottle with the shadow, as well as on the hand. Every part of this image feels like a real photo shoot. But let's go a little bit further. Let's take a look at this image here. What I did was I selected a specific scene, and then I didn't select any specific style, and then I added in 2 products. As you can see, again, the bottles are pristine. They look exactly as they really do. And at the same time, the proportions are right. If we take a look here, if I put this next to my face, it's just about the same size. It's nearly identical. I actually have 2 bottles, so we could do that there. Okay. And what I love about this, that you can take even a step further. Let's say you generated this image for product A, but you actually really need this specific image for product B. You could easily go in here and then swap the product. But not only that, if you need a different angle, you could do that as well. If you need to change the aspect ratio, you could do that as well. If you want to generate more images with the same look and feel, you can do that here. If you want to regenerate this image again, you could do that. And then if you want to save this as a scene for future generations, you can do that. And that is only scratching the surface of the capabilities. Once you have an image like this, you can generate a video, you can edit it further, you can do some quick edits and refinements, or another thing we didn't talk about, you could fix product details just in case you needed to. Now, let's go back and see what has been generated from our initial prompt. Remember, we had this image here with the hand, a little bit of background, but not a lot going on. Added in a product. Let's take a look at what it generated. First, let's take a look here. Again, the realism is perfect. You can see the thumb through the image in the background here, as well as the light reflecting off of the bottle. Once you've generated images you love, well, you can create static and video ads. Let me show you some previews using the exact images we just generated. First, as you see here on my screen, this is a social proof ad that you see from the image we generated earlier. Looks beautiful. It added the text, it added the 5 stars, and we were able to customize it to our liking before it was generated. And as you take a look here, you can choose from hundreds of templates and decide on a size and format that works best for your needs. Following, let's take a look at some videos generated inside Riverflow AI. Remember this image earlier? Well, I asked it to make it a video. First thing it did was change it from a 1x1 to a 9x16, and then from there generated this video where I asked it specifically to have the girl slowly look over at the camera. Let's take a look. That is impressive. It feels high-end, it feels luxurious, and on brand. So think of it, you generate images for a photo shoot that all feel consistent in the same campaign, but then you can generate static ads, but then from there you could even generate videos based on those images. So everything feels in line with the campaign. Now, as we're walking through this video and you're learning how all of this works, let me show you what will take all of this to the next level. This is gonna be the different ways you can scale your creative through Riverflow. From taking an image and turning it into a video, or taking an image and turning it into a static ad, or batch creation when you're working on a new campaign. Now, one of the most powerful actions you can do with batch is changing the aspect ratio for a lot of images in one go. Let me show you how. Here, we're gonna select the action, and for us, we are gonna be changing the aspect ratio. So we'll click on that. Then from there, we'll select the images that we want to adjust. Here, I will select a handful of images for us. And as you can see, I just selected about 8 images. We'll use all of those. You could select more. And then from there, we can choose specific aspect ratios that we want. So in this case, we can easily turn all of these into 4x5, which is gonna be great for Instagram. And we could do that as well for an additional size just by clicking add. Then from here, just select the size that we want. And since most of our generations started as 1x1, we're gonna do 9x16. So now we're gonna have 1x1, 4x5, and 9x16. Let's preview this and we can see everything as it's built and be able to hit approve and submit. And now it's generating all of these. All right, let's take a look at our first image. We originally had this 1x1 that we really liked. Then we asked it to generate a 4x5. This looks great. Let's take a look at our 9x16. Here is the full image that it generated, changing the aspect ratio and keeping everything else in tune with the previous image. Now, as you can see, Riverflow is powerful. Whether you need to create just a few images or hundreds or thousands, You're able to do it within the tool, manage all of it, be able to organize it in folders, and most importantly, create campaigns that feel consistent and coherent throughout every generation you make. Thank you for watching. If you're ready to get started with Riverflow AI, use that first link down below in the description. And if you do have any questions, drop them in the comments below. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.